we've started on the right track. I'm hoping there's no wind tunnel noise or anything like that, but I will keep a check on it and let me know, please, if the sound does deteriorate, because I need to know. But welcome to the Sunday Promote Your Post show. Good to have you with us here on Welshares. It's been an unbelievably, amazingly sunny weekend here in Britain. We've had a mini heat wave out of nowhere. It's been absolutely brilliant, and I'm loving it. I had a lovely evening out last night, and we're all starting to get tans, which is nice. As soon as we get 1 hour of sunshine in Britain, right, people, out come the flip-flops, the T-shirts, the shorts, and the ice creams and the ice blocks. It's amazing. We're so desperate for sunshine here. That's what happens. But anyway, I just thought I'd give you a British weather update. But here we are again with another show. And don't forget, guys, we're being streamed on YouTube as well. Just to let you guys know that. And I also think that Cubby has us on DTube. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
So just to let you guys know that we're streaming live on DTube and YouTube as well. Okay, I am going to, I think there's a link coming when Steam Power Picks sorts it out for the YouTube if you're interested. And I think it's already up there. Maybe I've missed it. I can't remember if I missed it. There it is. Sorry, I was in the general there for a moment. Sorry about that. Oh dear. Tut tut. I thought it was a bit quiet in here. Anyway, right, I'm going to quickly run through the rules. No, I'm not. I'm going to quickly have a word with Cubby. Cubby, how are you? How's your weekend been?
Oh, it's been lovely. I'm glad to say that the weather today has not been sunshine. It's much needed rain. So that was a pleasant surprise.
Oh, okay. Why do you need much needed rain?
Oh, it's been rather dry lately, and so it was just nice to get a good dose of rain. So every once in a while, we get plenty of sunshine, and it's been kind of chilly, but it was just nice to wake up to rain and sleep in a little bit, and it was refreshing.
This is mad because I speak to people all over America, and some are saying how they've still got snow. You want rain because it's been dry. What's going on over there?
Well, just today, no more rain. That was good. 1 day is more than enough. Back to sunshine, everyone.
Exactly. And we need it more than any other country, I can tell you. Okay, good. Well, nice to, I'm glad you came back anyway, Cubby. And I'm just going to quickly run through the rules as usual. Don't forget, if you present at the beginning of the show, do stay on to give out votes. This is a show that asks people to be generous, and it's all about reciprocation. So please do share the love and give out votes if you get votes. Secondly, don't forget, if you do present a post, DM me your BitShares username, and I will get you awesome hair shares at the end of the show. So don't forget to DM me your BitShares username before you leave the show. If you come to me later on, it's going to be too late because the allocation will have all been used. And thirdly, the third rule is, now I forgot. Oh, that's right. Keep chat to the topics about the post that's being presented, or the post itself, which would be rather nice. It's only fair that we respect, obviously, the presenters. So please do bear that in mind. Right, I think that's it. I think I've covered everything. Cubby, have I missed anything?
Also, you must sing our praises and tell us how much you love us before every post.
Before every post? Really?
Well, I don't know. You put me on the spot, so I had to come up with some.
That now like an official fourth rule?
Yes, we must get lots of praise and thanks before every post.
Okay, so you might have to remind me on that one because I don't know how to keep up with it. But I think I give lots of praise for people's posts anyway, don't I?
You sure do. You get a handful, but I just wanted to remind everyone, if that wasn't part of their speech, that now they should add that one sentence. I love Cubby the most. Thank you, Freedom. Period.
Oh my God, this is just getting out of control. It's Sunday evening, and I don't need this. But anyway, if people want to go for that, you go for it. But there we go. Right, I think I'm going to begin the show. And I'm going to start, of course, with, suppose, put up a French flag? Or was that Dutch? I don't know. Anyway, there's my post there. Show it some love. I'd appreciate that very much. And it's the post about this show, which helps this show and our community. So give it some love. I'd be very grateful. Right, I'm going to move on. I'm going to now begin the show. And first up, I am going to ask LCR, are you there? Hola, LCR.
Are you there? Hello, hello.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oui, oui.
Hey, first of all, good Sunday, everybody. I hope this time everyone has more energy than, but you know, that's how it is on Sundays. Thank you. So today I'm coming with something a little bit more crypto related. I'm writing my post about a really cool ICO happening with token, the SAP token of the APIX project. I'm pretty sure that some of you already know what is it about. I think I have mentioned this before in the chat, but basically right now they are in the end of their ICO period, and so far it has been successful for them. The reason why I believe in this project is because finally I see this as an opportunity to help the crypto massive adoption within, with the people around the world. And the reason why I say that is that I compare it with Instagram. You know, when Instagram started, they started to use a lot of media influencers to promote their app. And little by little, more people started to use it. And now it has more than 800 million users. But the problem with this type of applications, and I believe you already know, is that it's so centralized, right? And everyone that is creating content, videos, photography, or making comments within these platforms like Instagram and Facebook, people are not getting rewarded. So all of you are using Steemit. You already know these type of concepts, right? But the thing is that there is a lot of people out there that don't know Steemit yet, don't know what is blockchain, don't understand how cryptocurrency works. So this project is kind of like building a bridge, between all those peoples and the crypto space, without necessarily having them to understand how blockchain works. Okay, so. Like, for example, we all use Instagram, we all use internet, but we don't even know exactly how it works. I don't know how the algorithm of Instagram works, but we use Instagrams every single day. Now, this project is bringing a solution so everyone can be rewarded. It's using kind of like the same principle of Steemit, but it's an independent mobile application. It will run on top of the Steem blockchain, but it's going to use its own cryptocurrency, which is the SAP token. The good thing of this is that the other day, I think Sevo mentioned that it's kind of annoying for him to use these applications that are running on top of the Steem blockchain, and then everything you post appears in your blog page, right? That's not going to happen here with APIX. And the cool thing of APIX is that the features that they're going to implement with the application are so cool. I mean, I'm so excited about this app, and I haven't even used it yet. And they're going to have also an integrated shop, so people can trade items for tokens, and that's going to be really cool. What else I can say? I think you should look into this. Very important thing. I think this is important. Listen, when I started to use Steemit like 6 months ago.
LCR, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
LCR, can you talk to me?
Uh-oh, Freedom.
Hey, I'm here.
We can hear him, Freedom. Can you hear him?
LCR.
Freedom, can you hear me?
Never mind. That was a very interesting post. Is he back, LCR?
Freedom, can you hear me now?
Freedom, can you hear any of us?
I think he can't.
Well, I hear all of you.
Okay.
Should I continue? Because I wanted to say something really cool,
Yeah, continue, and I will message him.
Thank you, girly girl. Now, check this out. When I started Steemit like 6 months ago, I was kind of like, wow, why I didn't know about this platform right from the beginning, you know, back in 2016. I could be a whale already. I could have a super vote power right now. Now I had to spend 6 months to build up my Steam power, and I am like a little bit over 100 of Steam power. But I cannot invest on Steam and put it into Steam power because economically speaking, I am not in the position to do that. And with the prices of Steam today, it's kind of, you know, frustrating when you think how the value of Steam was last year when it was before $1. But now with this DApp, they are having the ICO right now at 15 cents per token. So the cool thing of this is that you can even invest with using your Steam and your Steam back dollars that you already earned in your posts so far. So imagine if you have this DApp and if you invest in this token, right? By the time it's launched, you're already gonna have a really good power in your boat weight. So these are the reasons why I want to invest here, because I'm pretty sure it has a really good future. I don't believe it's going to be a dump coin right after the ICO ends. And if it is, even better, we're going to have the tokens in a better price. But, you know, they have the study case already proven through Steemit. So that's my presentation to you guys. It's a long post because I really went through. I read the entire website and I follow all the team, and I hope you will like this post and believe in this new concept. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, LCR, firstly, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, the question is, can you hear me?
I can hear you. There were problems with my lines, my line, and they keep doing it. I do apologize. They're interrupting it with testing. I don't know why they're testing all the time, but there we go. I just want to say that I know I can hear that you're very, very passionate about this and that you're fully behind it. And I think this is going to do interesting things. But in terms of the social media aspect, how is it going to differ from Steemit?
Okay, sorry. I have something in my mouth. I'm not comparing this DApp from Steemit because both of them are decentralized applications. They are even having a partnership together because Epic is going to run on top of the blockchain. Steemit is more for blogging. Epic is going to be more for photography, videos, you know, kind of like putting Facebook and Instagram together in one side, and then you put Steemit and Epic in the other side.
Okay, now that makes sense. I get it now. Okay, that could be then a very interesting prospect, and I think that will do good things. I mean, if it can kind of complement Steemit, that would be great. If it can somehow work in tandem, that would really be awesome. I mean, do you see it panning out like that or not?
Of course I do. Already, you know, they have like more than 20 people already invest in ICO, and more people are joining. They made a lot of money when they started, and they have a really cool concept that the other applications we know don't have. They have selected a specific amount of experts or media influencers around the world. So these guys are going to be like the judges of different type of categories that they have created within their ecosystem. So when you post something, for example, let's say you post a picture about doing sports, you can put that picture under, besides the hashtag, you can put that picture under the category of sports. So there's going to be a team of judges, these media influencers, that they're going to evaluate your creation. If it's a really good creation, they're going to upvote. They're going to give you that vote that is going to have a high weight in terms of voting power. But the cool thing is that all these media influencers, all those funds are frozen in their accounts, specifically to help people to gain rewards in their creation. And after a year, the community is going to be able to choose new media influencers that are going to be the new judges, just to keep everything decentralized. I really like this concept. It's going to be pretty cool because all these media influencers have thousands and thousands and thousands of followers all over the world. And that's exactly how Instagram started. And if they're going to start giving this information to all these followers, more people are going to join the platform. So that's why I believe it's going to happen.
Yeah, okay, fine. I mean, anything like you also outline in your post that migrates people away from platforms like Facebook and Instagram, I think can only be a good thing, to be honest. And I think this app, I think this project will certainly help to do that. I just want to ask you one last question before I open it up to the floor. What makes you so confident that these three guys, or I think it's three guys or one, I can't remember, let's just have a look. It was one guy and, sorry, two guys and one girl, I think. What makes you think these three people can pull this off?
Well, that's a question that I always, ask to myself, like from the beginning, who is behind this project? So all I know is that these people are crypto early adopters since 2011, and you can see that if you do a research of all of them, there are plenty of pages that have a lot of information about their background, but they are also in Steemit since the beginning. And according to what I see over the internet, the Steam Fest, when you research a little bit about this, a lot of people follow these guys and a lot of people knows who they are. So then when I joined their Telegram group, for example, I always try to, make some questions that are not, which answers you don't find in the white paper, of course, because sometimes they ignore that. So I see in their answers a lot of seriousness, and even with private messages, they are always there to help and answer your questions. So I saw all their videos. I read a lot of information about them, and it looks like a solid team, All right. And
yeah, no, all right, get the picture. I think it's always an important thing to see who is actually behind the project and why you've got so much faith in them. And clearly you've done some homework there, so that's good. That's good. Right, I'm going to have to move on though. Any comments or questions for LCR? And anything you want to say lastly, LCR, to round up?
Yes, I'm always looking for opportunity to create value to my friends. Like you guys are my friends. So these people, they are having a really cool bounty campaign. They open up the compass, pretty cool. If you join the campaign, you can earn tokens already by just helping them marketing their project to all different type of social media. So you guys should look into that.
Awesome. Okay, good stuff. I'm going to put the link up to the post one more time. Very interesting project. It'll be very interesting to see what it does. Thanks for that, LCR. Okay, I am going to move on. Jamie Honey, are you there?
Hello, and well, let me just first off say how much I love Freedom and Cubby. I think you guys do an awesome job.
Brilliant, bravo, my friend, bravo.
Merci.
I like to follow the rules, more so than Amy does. And this is, Amy's actually in Vancouver right now while I'm in Vegas, and we travel most weekends, flying and staying in hotels. So as we do that, we've discovered little things that actually save you money and make the experience more enjoyable. And one of the most important things when you're traveling is water, your hydration. Actually, it's very important no matter when you do it. But of course, when you go to a hotel, the bottles of water, like $5, $10 for this tiny little bottle of water. So what we used to do was, as soon as we would get into a location, we would go and try and find where the nearest supermarket was to buy a gallon of water. But then we discovered there's a couple of little things you can do so as you can have water in your room. And the first one is, of course, getting the getting room service, or just going to the bar and asking for a couple of canters of iced water, and then just filling it up from ice from the ice machine. But even better than that is we have these little plastic like water carrying satchels that, when they're empty, they weigh practically nothing. So they fold up, pack away in your travel bag, and then when you get to the hotel, most of the gyms or the fitness center in the hotel actually have filtered water. So then you just go down, fill it up, and then you've got water in your room. Because also, when you're in an air-conditioned environment, the air conditioning takes the moisture out of the air to help regulate the temperature, the room temperature. So you're actually breathing in dry air, which dehydrates your body as well. So to sleep well, you should be hydrated. And so there's a little tip on like how to save yourself, I don't know, 15, 20, 30, 40 bucks every time you're traveling. So that's the first of our travel tips or travel hacks. We've got Amy's like, oh, we could talk about this. We could talk about that. So there's actually like a D2 video there, her having some fun in the room, just explaining it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that right now. That bag looks very interesting. I'm sure it will certainly save some money, but the only problem, Jamie, is that with that bag, instead of spending $8 on a bottle of water, is that it won't be exceptionally pure.
Well, yeah, like some of the places we've stayed, they've actually had like a full-on filtration device in the gym. So like when we fill up there, it is really cool. And then sometimes they just have, the water dispenser where they have those 5-gallon bottles turned upside down in it. But getting a bottle of water in your room, or getting, free water when you're traveling, certainly helps, especially because we drink a lot.
Yeah, I just want to ask about that bag. Where'd you get it from? How much is it?
We actually got that when we got our Kangen machine. Like Kangen gives you alkaline water. Kangen machine itself is pretty exciting. It was actually created in Japan and used in the hospital. So the water, alkaline and acidic for cleaning as well as drinking, creating an alkaline state in the body. So we got it when we bought that. But I'm sure, well, you can go into any Kangen machine store and get some, or a lot of travel or hiking places. I used to have a hiking water thing that I'd carry with me when I was hiking, that I'd fill up from the creeks and whatnot, that was also very lightweight.
Okay, and that bag, you just fill up with like tap water, yeah?
We just fill that bag up from the water in the gym, or the fitness center in the hotel, like from their, from the tap that they have for filling up your water bottle when you're working out. And because most of the time that's purified and filtered water. Sometimes it's not. And then we go and buy some water.
Okay, awesome. So this is going to kind of be a series, yeah, of your sort of advice from your adventures, yeah? Yeah,
things that we've learned, from years of flying and staying in hotels and other we do a lot of road trips as well. So I'm not sure if I've got any hacks offhand for caravans or camper vans, but I used to love it when I was a kid.
Okay, awesome. Another new niche there from the Honeys. Very nice. Okay, any comments or questions for Jamie Honey?
Yes. Aquarius, the water bearer is in the house. I have a disclaimer first about Kangen ionizers, or whatever they're called. First, it's not actually water you're drinking. It's what's it called? Hydroxide. And you should really read up about it before you try it. It's I had one, I bought one, and they're very, very expensive, these machines. They cost like between $1,000 and $2,000 or even $3,000. And they're dangerous, basically, at least if you use it a lot, if you use a lot of it. And I have a question, like why do you think it's good to drink hydroxide?
Well, I actually was saying that it's good to drink alkaline, like creating an alkaline state in the body. because the disease doesn't exist in the body with the alkaline state. We looked into a lot of different water purifiers, and the reason we went with the Kangen, I'll definitely look into it more. The wife is a certified nutritionist for 30 years, so she's the one that did most of the research. I just looked at pretty pictures, but there's different settings you can do on the machine. But the alkaline state in the body is definitely significant. So any form of diet that you can do. And what we found here in Vegas was we were going to get bottled water in, but they just do the same thing. They just filter the water from the river anyway. So it's like,
Yeah, you should really look into it more. I've tried like 10 different ways of cleaning water, and what I discovered is that the most effective one is distilling water. So distilling water creates perfectly clean water, and it's the way that nature also cleans water, by distillation. So check that out.
oh, cool. Thanks very much.
Okay, awesome. Any other comments or questions for Jamie Honey?
What about a joke? Anyone got a joke?
Jamie, if you want to end with a joke, you go for it.
Well, actually, I'm a big fan of puns. And when I was a kid, there was a contest for creating your own puns. And so I put multiple entries in. In fact, I put 10 entries in. Unfortunately, I didn't win. In fact, you could say no pun intended.
Shall we move on now, Jamie, or are you done?
I'm done. That was good. Thanks very much.
Awesome. Okay, there we go. Jamie's post about water and how you can save money. Interesting conversation as well. Thank you for that. Right, gonna move on. And up next, I'm going to call Trip to Spider. Are you there? Trip, you're flashing, but we can't hear you. Please tell me it's not me again.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, phew.
Fly Trap, are you there? Shall we come back to you?
Trip is normally very dependable. He knows his stuff. He's an intelligent guy. So, oh, he's run away.
He's in the bathroom.
I was complimenting him, and he ran away. He didn't like that. He might be trying to relog in. I think that's what he said he was going to do. So we'll come back to Trip to Spider in a moment. I'm going to move on to Marshall Life. Are you there?
I'm there. I'm here already.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine. I'm cool. How are you guys doing over there?
Awesome. Waiting for your post.
Actually, I'm just here to listen. I really don't have any post to put out.
Okay, good stuff. Well, good to have you with us. And in that case, I'm going to move on. Trip to Spider is back. Trip, are you... Trip, we still can't hear you, I'm afraid, dude. You've got some mic issues there. I assume you're pushing your push to talk button. Nope. Okay. Sorry, dude. You've got some problems there. You're going to have to sort out. We still can't hear you. I am going to move on. I'm going to move on to Black Libertario. Are you there? Oh dear. Black Libertario. Are you there?
Come on, folks. Somebody wants to present.
Right, I'm going to try Backpacking Monk. Yeah, 2-2. Let's not start this again. I wonder if Backpacking Monk is there, or is he doing something? Backpacking Monk, are you there? This is shocking. Oh, he is. Come on, then. You're going to get on the mic.
Oh, man. Someone. Come along.
Oh, you were calling me, right?
Yeah, you're going to have to wait now, Black Libertario. I've moved on,
Okay,
so just
okay,
pause.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, all right. Play nice.
Backpacking Monk. Mum sleeping right next.
So Speak softly, or else you're gonna wake her up.
Okay, yes, you can present a text when we don't want to disturb your mum. The excuses. Do you remember the guy who couldn't talk because he would get revenge vacuuming in the morning? Do you remember that one? Oh,
no. But it sounds like this is right up our alley.
Backpacking Monk, are you getting us the link or not? Come on, I'll let you text present on this occasion only. Are you getting us the link, or have you run away? He said pass for now, did he? Oh dear. All right. Maybe he's going to sort out some mics, mic for us. Right, let's move on again. Boy, Robert, are you there? I think he was there. I just saw him a moment.
Yep, hold on a second.
No worries. Woohoo, we've actually got a live one, which is nice to hear.
So this is a post I created actually yesterday. It was a pretty nice day, like you were saying. Finally started to warm up in the neck of the woods where I live, where it was a plus 14 Celsius, which is very unnormal for this time of year. Usually it's much, much warmer. And I treated myself to a new lens, a Nikon 200 to 500 millimeter. And I went out yesterday to test it, to see how far I could zoom out. So in the post, I have a picture of the St. Joseph's Oratory, which is the oratory right there in the middle of the mountain. And it's about 25 kilometers away from where I was standing.
So that's some zoom then, isn't it?
Yeah, so I took a picture of the scene, almost zoomed out, and then I zoomed in at max zoom, and was a bit annoyed because around the island of Montreal, it was a kind of like it was hazy. I can't really explain it. It was kind of like blurry, the sky, or there was some kind of haze or whatever, and I couldn't really lock in. So I zoomed in at max, and I got the best I could with the lens at that point. So there's 4 pictures. There's a picture of the scene completely zoomed out, one zoomed in, and then I went and I used a Google map, or Google Earth, I should say, to map the distance from where I was standing to the St. Joseph's Oratory.
Okay. Have you finished?
Yep.
So, you were 25 miles from land when you took that picture. Oh, correction, you were 20. What we can see in the image is 25 miles away from you. Is that what you're saying?
24.85 kilometers, not miles.
Okay, all right. So that's about what, 17, 18 miles. When you zoom in, how close do we get in terms of kilometers?
I'm not 100% sure. I just measured the distance between myself and that building that I zoomed in on.
And what is that building, just out of interest?
It's the St. Joseph's Oratory. It's a building, kind of like a big, massive church, and in the mountain of.
Okay, yeah, I'm just going down the post. You talk about it. All right. So, are you pleased with your lens?
Yeah.
And how much did it cost?
Too much.
Tell us.
I checked it out on Google.
The only reason I bought the lens was because I got a bonus at work. And I said to myself, instead of using this money for some responsible things around the house, I said, let me treat myself to something. So I went and I got it. And the lens cost $18.50.
Okay. But, fair enough. Why not? You're quite serious about your photography, and I know you have been from the time from day one you started posting in here with your drone footage and other things that you focused on, and often, and you've tested out fisheye lenses, I think, before. In terms of your photography, where do you want to take all this? Do you have an end destination or an objective?
Well, in the future, I would like to branch off on my own and start a media company. I kind of have one, but it's not really successful at this point because it's kind of very cutthroat. And it's something I have a passion for. However, I still need to pay the bills at home, so I gotta keep that 9 to 5.
Yeah, no, I understand. But when you say media company, can you elaborate a bit more?
Just media in the sense anything visual, like drone footage, or if someone needs a movie of kind of like a virtual reality of a walkthrough through a real estate building, or if someone wants a video of a wedding, or just pictures in general.
Right, so this is what I'm trying to get at. So you're not really about the narrative here. You're not about narrative construction. You're more about the more sort of functional side of photography, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Right. I hope you enjoy your new toy, if I can speak properly. Gosh, you can tell I went out last night. Anyway, any comments or questions for Boy Robert?
Yeah, good decision, man. I mean, good quality for things you do and want to do. That's that's cool.
Thank you. I had another post I was working on this week. I'm going to present it next Sunday. It's about recycling food. I wanted to do it for Rico, but it just didn't work out this week. I think I need another week to be able to pull it off.
Nice. Looking forward.
Yeah, that's certainly a change of heart for you, Boy Robert. We'll look forward to that one.
Yeah, but it incorporates pictures still.
Yeah, that'll work, I'm sure. Awesome. Okay, good stuff. Anything you want to say, lastly?
No, that's it. Thanks, guys. I hope everybody has a great week.
Thank you, guys. Interesting post there. Get posting on it. Right, let me just put the link up. Hello, Snecky. Good to see you, girl. Okay, gonna move on. And I'm going to move on to Sparkles. Sparkles, who is called Spartacus at the moment. Spartacus, are you there? Oh dear, we have another lagger. Tut-tut. Sparkles, are you there?
All right, Sparkle. We would love to hear from you.
I sparkle sometimes.
You are a sparkle. Sparkly sparkles.
It is pretty. It is pretty zombie-like in here tonight. You can tell it's Sunday. No, I think Sparkles is gone. Right. I'm going to return to Black Libertario. If you're now ready, Black Libertario.
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome.
I would like to apologize. My mom was calling me, so I had to take my headphones off. I'm sorry.
This is really weird. Another mum excuse. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, I kind of believe.
No, I'm being honest. Well, my post is titled, "Should Young People Vote?" I mean, I wrote this because the conversation that we were having the last time. And well, people like Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, they always get most of young people attention in the election times. And also there are political parties such as Podemos in Spain who wants to lower the age of voters to 60 years old. And then you ask why, and it is because young people is so manipulated. I mean, it is so easy to manipulate. And if you see throughout history, also Mussolini and Hitler, they had a large number of young people who supported them. And then you ask yourself why young people are the most attracted to the left ideas and all that stuff. Well, I was making my research and I came to three main arguments. The first one is that young people have an affinity for idealism. What could be an idealism more than the socialist utopias and the communism? The second factor is that young people are, with the pass of the time, are becoming more and more pre-materialistic. That means that they don't believe in supernatural elements. That's why they don't believe in religions. since the 19th century with Stanley, socialism has adopted this tendency to be atheist. And I mean, there's nothing wrong being atheist. I'm just saying that they match together. And the third one is that, well, the moral factor that identify young people, because they haven't done anything wrong or they have a lot to demand. They want to solve problems such as Marxism, and that's why they love this kind of theories, which divides the society into two groups: the capitalists and the oppressed, the group that is being oppressed. And that's why they match nowadays with feminist ideas, with LGBT, or I don't know, Black Lives Matters. And well, we have to be honest. People like young people nowadays are being gullible. They are just naive. I mean, they don't even care about politics nor economy. There are people like Ann Coulter and Ben Shapiro who argue that young people did vote for Hillary Clinton just based on their artist ideas. I mean, if you see, Hillary Clinton was supported by Miley Cyrus, Jay-Z, and Beyonce, and most of them, their fan base is based on young people. So why should we let young people vote? I mean, there are young people who truly read, who truly think critical, but that's not the norm. I mean, that's not the rule. Most of young people are just care. They do care just about playing Fortnite or GTA or just getting drunk. I mean, they don't care about politics nor economy. And well, I do believe that young people shouldn't vote unless they pay taxes or they get a responsibility, because there's a lack of responsibilities, shall I say? Yes.
No, absolutely. I think this is a great post in many ways, because I think we were talking about this previously. You know, we want people who know, who are informed voters, who know exactly what they're voting for. And I'm afraid with that comes an element of maturity. You don't get, I mean, in my country, there's this movement to try and get votes to 16-year-olds. I think that's very dangerous. The left would love it if you could get votes down to from 15-year-olds, basically, because as we know, most younger people automatically believe in leftist ideologies more than right-wing ones. It's just the way it is because of age. It's just the way it goes, myself included. And that's why the left sees on this, and they think anybody over the age of, I don't know, 45 shouldn't have the right to vote because they're too old and set in their ways, blah, blah, blah. But this is a great post. I think it raises a really important subject, and I don't believe that anybody under the age of 18 should have the right to vote. I even agreed with what Crystal just said there. I'd be perfectly happy if the right to vote went up to the age of 21 in my country, because there are so many people who just don't know what they're voting for.
Yeah, I mean, and if a doctor needs a license, and also you need a license to drive, why wouldn't you need a license to vote also? I mean, they have to earn it. We have to start seeing vote as a privilege, not as a right. I mean, there is also old people who don't even care about politics, and they are given the opportunity to decide others people's choices. I mean, that must be something. I mean, we need to do something about this.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the left sees on this, and they always try and make political capital out of lowering the age for voting. But I find it very dangerous. Great post. Any comments or questions for Black Libertarian?
Quick one, if that's okay. Good evening, Freedom and everyone else. So very, very quickly, it's been my opinion for many, many years that there should be a quiz at the voting booth, just a basic quiz. Match this person with their party view. If you can't pass that, you shouldn't be allowed to cast a ballot.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. This is something that Danny said the last time we were meeting in this show. He said something about epistocracy. Epistocracy is a form of government in which only people that is prepared, I mean, that is ready to vote, should only vote. Read about politics, economy, they should pass an exam in order to vote.
How would you create an unbiased test, though, that would cater to all audience?
I think it is not based on political matters. It should be based on critical thinking and rationality, because most of young people, irrational people, tend to vote just because they hear something like, well, I'm gonna give you free healthcare, and then they say, well, yeah, why not? I mean, everyone should have, well, healthcare. But then you came to the conclusion that that money that funds the healthcare comes from somebody else's pockets. You see?
Yeah, we have that approach over here with the left. They are pledging all sorts of things. We're going to give free this, free that. In the end, what they're doing is racking up national debt, which in the end is going to cause problems. And that's what the left do. They effectively buy votes a lot of the time with their policies. And it really, really winds me up. But this is what they do all the time. And it appeals to younger people. You know, they buy it.
Yeah, and also there was something that I missed by mentioning, is that young people, nowadays, the millennials, don't want to pay taxes, but they want everything free. So where's the money coming from then?
Yeah, well, it's coming from a political party called the Labour Party in Britain, anyway, called the Labour Party, that thinks it can deliver anything and provide anything at all for free, and it just doesn't work like that. But there we go. Any other comments or questions for Black Libertario?
Yeah, bigot, keep it coming, because you are always very objective, and yeah, that's really this is the red pill, you know, that you're begging us.
Well, I'll be here. Thank you.
Trip, you're flashing, but we can't hear you, dude, which is a shame. You've normally got a lot to contribute. So if you can sort your mic out, it'd be good to hear from you, but we still can't hear you. But that is a great post. Thank you very much for that, Black Libertario. Awesome post. Right, gonna move on. And up next is Clive ALB. Are you there, Clive?
Hi there, how's it going?
Very well, sir. How are you?
Oh, you know, day by day, one step at a time.
Yeah, well, I think for many of us. Tell us more.
Well, the post I have for you guys today is about fear and how, you know, fear interferes in almost everything we do, but in learning, there's
Clive, do you think you can speak up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, if you just
Hello?
speak up, that's fine.
Hello?
We can hear you, Clive, if you just speak up. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So as I was saying, fear kind of hinders our capacity to learn, because when, you know, just on the article, I invite people to remember when they were like in their classroom when they were in high school or primary school, and how terrifying it was to just, you know, raise your hand and say something, or just go up to the like blackboard or whiteboard, whatever it is, and do an exercise or whatever, because of peer pressure, or how the way instructors used to correct people, like, oh, used to scold people if they made a mistake or something, instead of making creating an environment where you know, making mistakes it's okay, and is actually an opportunity for you to learn, to come out of it knowing a bit more. So in my mind, like when people are learning a new language, people are afraid of not saying the right words, or not having the perfect accent, or not, you know, whatever. So you know, the last paragraph, I call people into action, and just, you know, not letting fear rule you, and just, you know, go for it. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well said. I think fear holds a lot of people back, you know, and it can be a real stumbling block when it's unnecessary. But it can be very consuming, fear, you know.
Question.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to ask, what would you say to those who have anxiety of performing in front of others or public speaking when taking into consideration you're trying to encourage them to be courageous in front of others?
Well, maybe start small, like in front of, if you have to perform something or recite or do whatever it is, do it in front of people you trust and you feel comfortable. Then you can, slowly build up bigger and bigger audiences, quote unquote. That would be my advice.
I agree. Practice makes perfect.
Okay, any other comments or questions for Clive?
Can you finally hear me?
Yes, we can, Trip. Welcome.
Damn it.
Do you have a question?
Actually, not right now because I was busy fixing, so I didn't hear this presentation.
No, no worries. Okay, awesome. Yeah, lastly, any other comments or questions for Clive? And if not, Clive, anything to wrap up?
Yeah, just don't let fear, rule your life. That's it.
Totally, well said. Good stuff. Okay, the post is already up there, guys. Get voting on it. Right, it's going to fit in one more before I hand over to Cubby, also known as Cubbalicious, I believe, but we'll talk about that later, I think.
Yes, we will. I didn't know. Let me change my name.
I'm sure I've seen that somewhere, Cubby. I'm pretty sure I have. I hope I've just made that up. Right, it's going to move on to that Sweeney guy. Are you there?
I sure am. How are you guys doing tonight?
We are fine. And yourself?
I'm fandy-damn-tastic. I have something fun tonight, but first I want to say all hail freedom and Cubbylicious.
Thank you very much.
So community engagement is always important, right? Let's get to know each other. I have a cool challenge to describe yourself in a nutshell. Use only 2 words and explain why you chose those 2 words. After you've described yourself, choose 2 other people and do the same thing. Describe how you feel about them in using only 2 words. Then tag 2 of your friends to do this challenge as well. Hang on, Carla. Hang on. After I'm gonna run this challenge every week, and once a month, I'm going to draw raffle tickets that are accumulated through doing posts for the challenge, and I'm going to be giving away 2 T-shirts every month from the Steamporium website.
I love free stuff. I am so.
Oh, Sweeney guy, have you finished?
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Okay. Well, this is an interesting one. Describe yourself in 2 words. Now, that would be quite tricky, you know. It's not as easy as it sounds, as you point out. Yeah, challenging but interesting. What's your 2 words then?
I am an eclectic eccentric.
Do we have to be as eccentric in order to come up with our words? Because that was pretty good.
Certainly not. I thought of somebody asked me the other day if you in just 2 words, what would it be? And that's what I came up with, and I liked it so much that I want to find out what everybody else. How would you describe yourself in just 2 words? Be as clever, as smart, as funny as you want. And the 2 people that you choose don't necessarily have to be your friends. It could be somebody new that you just met. It could be somebody you fucking hate on the platform. What 2 words would you describe? What 2 words would you use to describe somebody like Grumpy Cat? It could be anybody's fair game.
So, can it be any 2 words? Are you accepting profanities, swear words, etc.?
The first word has to be an adjective. The second word has to be a noun. The 2 words together have to make a term, and that's about as specific as I can get with the rules.
But can it include a swear word? Because I think a noun is a swear word, isn't it?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, we're all adults. We curse. Shit.
Yeah, okay. That's good. That means we have the full spectrum of vocabulary. Awesome. When did you launch this? How old is it, the post? Let me have a look. It is, oh, it's very new. You just done it.
I've been working on this all day. I literally waited until the show started to post it so that you guys can get a better curation reward for it.
Very nice indeed. Okay, awesome. Any comments or questions for the Sweeney guy?
I cannot wait to win my t-shirt.
Oh, you're confident.
You don't think you're going to win a t-shirt?
Of course I'm going to win a t-shirt.
Yeah, I have a question about the t-shirt. What's with the minnows on or the small fish on the right t-shirt? What are they doing with the whale?
Yeah, the top right corner is a bit disturbing.
Yeah. I really, really like the designs over at Steamporium. Give me just a second. I'll throw a link in here for you.
Yeah, but this looks like a massive blowjob for a whale.
That's exactly what it is, I think.
They pulled together a bunch of artists and got together a bunch of designs, and this has been around for a while, but I really haven't heard anything about it. I wasn't sure if it still existed. These are certainly the best Steam It t-shirt designs I've seen ever.
And the whale looks happy.
Well, of course he is. Whales need minnows just as much as we.
What's that whale got? Nothing to be happy about. I mean, gosh, of course he's going to be happy. Okay, any other comments or questions? And Sweeney guy, anything you want to say lastly?
Have fun with it, guys. But certainly enter, and you can enter every week to get more entries into the raffle. The first raffle is going to be drawn on June 26th. It's 2 months away, but it gives me time to build up funds to buy a couple of these t-shirts and ship them out to somebody.
Woohoo. Now, did I miss something? The nutshell bit about your contest.
Well, the idea is to describe yourself in a nutshell. And the term, the term in a nutshell means using as few words as possible.
Nice, of course. In a nutshell, yeah. Very nice. Okay, good stuff. There it is, guys. Get voting on it. Get entering. That would be quite a fun challenge. I'm going to have to think about this, 2 words. That is quite a challenge indeed. But there it is. Good contest. Get entering. Right. Thank you for that, Sweeney guy. I am now going to hand over to my assistant host tonight, who has changed her name to. Oh no, you've missed the C out. Cubby. Were you trying to do Cubbylicious there?
Yeah, I think I was typing too fast. I will be right back.
Cubbylicious.
Steam Power Picks, in case you need any help, has kindly spelt it for you. But I think Cubby does know how to spell it. I think, is she there or is she changing her name? Yes,
I am here. Thank you, Steve Powers. I had 3 different screens open, and when I looked back, I was like, what did I just do to my name? But thank you. Now that we all know who I am, and it's finally my turn to run the show. So now, Freedom, this is going to give you time to self-reflect and think of 2 words that describe you to enter the contest so we can have matching t-shirts.
Yeah, no, for sure. I might even enter this one. I think it's a great challenge because it's not as easy as you think. 2 words is very difficult, actually, but I might rise to the challenge. I hope you do too.
I indeed will. I'm very excited. Although I think I need to think of 2 different words than the ones I gave you. So I'm going to take some time and enter this. Should be phenomenal. But hello, folks. Hopefully you're having a wonderful time, even though we had to skip a few, go back to a few, and then they presented. all's fun when we're live radio having a show, but thank you all for being here today. Up next, we have the magnificent Rico. Rico, are you there?
Oh yeah. Hang on a second.
Woohoo! Rico, we are excited. Copy and pasta your link on there, and then the floor is yours, my friend.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Yeah, I was out partying both yesterday and today, so yeah, I'm mecker, or not mecker, that was wrong, Freedom. What was it? Yeah, that's how I am.
No, you're knackered. You got it right.
Yeah, perfect.
Hungover,
Yes.
maybe.
So this is one of my statistics posts. It's the most fun. I haven't had time to do anything, but I have a lot of material, so I'm going to post it in next few days from everything that's happening. But for now, we have to stick to the statistics. But they're pretty nice. It's looking good for Steam. As you know, we're growing. We're soon to 1 million users. Yeah, price has been rising like almost like 40% or something last 14 days or something. And yeah, the Koreans are going crazy. They're buying. There's like 52 of the total volume is from Upbit. That's Korean exchange. Yeah, like activity is high, like almost 50% of all activities on the Steam blockchain. And if you take that with BitShares as well, they have like almost 70% of all blockchains. So that's quite huge. Alexa ranking.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say
yeah.
anything out of the ordinary that you noticed with your research.
No, not really. I mean, like when the price goes down, all the rankings from all the different crypto sites. So as you can see, the Alexa ranking has been going. We were like at 1,000, but now it's getting worse. But that's across the board from like Bitcoin Talk and all the other crypto sites. But Steam is still gaining like on all of them. So I think it might already be the biggest crypto related site, but I'm not sure yet though.
I like on here that you put the difference between those powering up, powering down, cashing out, and cashing in during these peaks as well. Where did you find this information?
It's different. I have the credits in the end. It's from a service that Archange witnesses that costs is MySQL, but it's Penguin Pablo that is doing the graphs, and he's using the Archange service to get them. And yeah, I just get it from him.
I like it. I don't see those graphs very often, nor do I see that information given as often. You always see price, but very rarely do you see how many people are actually powering up and powering down. What do you think about the price? Do you think it's going to continue to climb, or do you think this is just a little hiccup before it goes back down and booms again? What is your opinion?
Yeah, I think summer is a good time for cryptos generally, but of course you never know. It can go anywhere, but I think it's going to go up actually. And another good thing is that Steam has actually been gaining on Bitcoin, so we got a higher price now compared to where Bitcoin is. So if we go to another high like on Bitcoin, we're probably going to get a real nice Steam price as well.
I agree. Opening it up to the floor. Any comments or questions from anyone?
Yeah. Sorry for being too early, but he does that daily. He has daily those graphs. I believe the people who are powering up and down is weekly from Penguin and Pablo. It's very interesting. Very.
Yeah, I do like as often as I can the daily ones, but then there's also weekly that has different graphs that you can look longer back in time.
Absolutely. Like I said, really interesting information. Sorry there. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask. I'm a crypto noob, practically. So why do you think that summer is a good time for crypto?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. It's like there's more activity overall, at least here in where I am. Like it's a little bit sleepy time during like winter, not so much going on, but then everything wakes up. And I think like, for example, like in Jan or like in New Year's and Chinese New Year, a lot of people sell some of their cryptos historically because they have so much expenses. They're going to buy Christmas presents and they're going to have big celebrations and stuff. So that's what I've heard, at least.
I think it also depends on where the world you are as well, because there's a vast difference from what it looks like in the summer to, like you mentioned, around that holiday time. But very interesting stuff. I am for one, as a new trader, surprised at the peak of the rates this year. I didn't think we'd see the rates be this high until November, which is good news, but I hope it sustains and gets higher than what it was last year. Anyone else have any questions or comments before we move on to the next presenter?
I wouldn't focus so much on trading though. My best advice to get into cryptos is just to buy in like regularly. Don't go all in at once. Just buy a little, buy a little, buy a little, and hold.
Hold, friends. It's the theme of the day. Well, Rico, thank you so much for presenting. I love the graphs. I hope that you do this more often. I really appreciate it. Not many people present the information you've provided here today. Love it. Next up, now forgive me, I feel like I'm going to say this incorrectly, but Emika? Emika, are you there? No,
Thank you, Cubby.
You're very welcome.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, my friend. If you would like to copy and paste your link into the server here, and then whenever you're ready, you can present.
Okay, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
sir, I can hear you loud and clear. If you could speak up just a little bit more for me, but we can hear you.
Okay. My post is about kindness. I was going through my phone yesterday, so I just saw a notification from Facebook. So I now saw a post I did as in a quote on kindness about John Marx. Can you hear me?
Yep. So you found this on Facebook and then you shared it on Steemit, and tell me a little bit more of what you thought about it.
Yeah. I was just thinking that it's very nice.
Oh, Amika, I feel like I have lost you. Are you still there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Tell me more about your post and be a little bit louder for me.
Before I was thinking you as you really need to have so much money, or as you need to be rich before you can be kind to people. So but through the post I've learned that you can help people in many ways. Even with the little you have, you can still help people even by just as in
Mecca, we've got some problems hearing you, I'm afraid. You keep dropping in and out, and when you are talking, you're very quiet. Are you able to improve the sound at all? No, I think Mecca's got some problems there with his mic, so apologies about that. Just move on, Cubby. Yeah.
Alrighty then, no problemo. Up next, we are going to go ahead and give Sparkles the floor. Sparkles, are you there? Sparkles, going once, going twice. Can you hear me? Finally, there you are. Excellent. We can. Yes, sir, I can. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Now, your mic isn't very good, so hopefully you can make some adjustments and clarify a little bit. So try to speak as clearly as possible for us.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Excellent. Go ahead.
Okay. My life is about meetups and doing the evangelism work, either on Steemit, but I think we just went for a meetup that's about the EOS. You know, the EOS is something really, it's really going to be amazing. So I just did a little write up about it. The meetup was awesome here in Lagos, Nigeria. You could see my polo there. That's the Transformer Shield, the US logo. I think that was just it. No, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. And I love the t-shirts. Did you design that yourself?
Yeah, I did. I love designing t-shirts, customized polos. So whichever one I just see, especially I love that the whale with nipples. I think I'm gonna do that on my my polo. I don't know if it's allowed. I'm gonna do that. It's really awesome. So I did this myself, and I have lots of others I still have there.
Awesome. Very cool. And why did you choose EOS instead of any other coin to promote in your country?
Yeah, I didn't choose not only EOS. I also promote Epics and Dogecoin and all that. But right now the one I'm promoting is like the one I just posted. I went for the meetup is EOS. That's why I just write about the meetup. That's why I'm writing about EOS right now. I'm also in Epics. Yeah, Elkara. I'm also in Epics. And Dogecoin. Anything that is moving.
Interesting that you would pick those coins. Some would say those are more volatile than others, but very interesting. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Sparkles?
Oh, I'd like to jump in straight away. I think that's great, Sparkles, because a lot of us are all getting very excited about EOS. And don't forget, you've probably noted quite recently, last few days, in fact, the price of EOS jumped nicely. But we're all getting very excited about EOS. Indeed, it's good to see you doing some great promotion work over there. How long have you been involved in promoting EOS?
I just started. I think beginning of this month, I started promoting EOS with Tojukaka. That's EOS ambassador in Nigeria.
Okay, and why are you so enthusiastic about EOS?
I think it's going to create lots of empowerment. Like we all know it's an operating system where different applications could be built on, and lots of programmers are looking for like a platform like that they could host the application, and EOS is going to make that easy and easy, friendly, and priceless for them. That's what I believe, and I really love EOS.
Yeah, awesome. I think EOS is going to do some very exciting stuff. Good to see you investing in it.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. Very interesting. Anyone else have any comments or questions for Sparkles before we move on? Hearing none. Sparkles sharing with us. Keep us updated on your meetup adventures and the various other coins you decide. Hopefully Steem will make it the next.
No. I have Steam already. I have Steam, and I've been promoting Steam. So I've been promoting Steam.
Good.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for sharing. Up next, we have Collins. Is Collins in the?
No, that was Emeka Collins. Yep.
Oh, same person. Whoopsies. Okay, and Chevo. Chevo, are you?
Yes, I'm here.
Seville, you're a little bit quiet as well. Would you mind turning up your mic?
How is this?
That's fine.
Much better. Go ahead and copy paste, and you have.
So yeah, I have this contest, which is kind of record contest, on which two people each round do a collaboration, and the eight winners will be printed on vinyl. And I postponed it around Christmas, but I never really came back to it. And now I have thought out some changes, and now I'm running again. So I'm promoting it here.
Very cool. So how does this contest work, and how many people could collaborate with each other? I think you said 2.
Well, you have producers and you have people who sing, but never will be really recording something, you know. And producers like myself, I can't sing either. So I will try. I was trying to collaborate with some Steamians, and I really liked it. And I thought of, yeah, what can we do to make people who attend to, for instance, the open mic contest, to a contest for this. So I was thinking about producers can send in their tracks, and people can choose from the best tracks on which they will want to make focus for, and then come together, if you know, to make a nice end result, and then eventually get printed on vinyl, and they receive those vinyl records. They receive them as well, and then they can sell them. So that's the idea.
Nice. Have you had many entries so far?
This is round 2, and yeah, it's just started again. So not yet, but the first round was a lot, and I had to think of some changes. And back then, I had shortage of time, and to focus really on it, I postponed it. And yeah, now I realize because of the post earlier, that was just afraid to fail, you know, to fail the contest.
Really? There's so many talented musicians on the Steemit platform. I hope a lot of them enter and show off their amazing skills. So thanks for putting this together. This is really exciting. Any questions or comments from the audience?
Yeah, I just noted that you put a Techno Viking above Sevo. Please, Sevo, tell me that you are actually Techno Viking.
Oh yeah, I'm Techno Viking.
Damn, so glad to finally meet you, man.
No, I'm not Techno Viking, but I thought it was funny.
Damn, now you disappointed me.
Savo does that.
Oh, Shavo. Oh, man, that's terrible and hilarious. All right, Shavo, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. Best of luck judging the contest. Hopefully they give you a run for your money and make it extremely difficult. Up next, we have the beautiful Crystal. Crystal, are you still here with us, rocking the house as you normally do?
I do try.
You are a superstar, my dear. I don't know how you make it to all these shows, but you are truly the MVP of today. Go ahead and copy pasta your link onto the screen here. And whenever you're ready, you have the floor.
Just before, I don't know who deleted that YouTube link, but that was all right. But I don't know who did that, but just let them know that was fine because it was related to the post. Sorry about that, Trip.
No, it's okay. I just tried to show LCR who is Techno Viking.
Yeah, no.
Well, the real Techno Viking, please stand up. All right, guys and gals, give Crystal your.
Okay, here are the contest winners for that book contest I had. And these are the first 7 prize places, but do not fear, if you give me your BitShares name, you did get 5 whale shares.
Ah, very nice. Now, I missed the announcement because I'm a terrible person, apparently. So tell me more about this contest and how you ran it and how you selected your winners.
Okay, what I pretty much did was just as I put in the post, the original one, it was like, okay, put your favorite title of your book or books, because some people said they couldn't decide one. So I did allow, if you want to put like 3 or 4 was fine. And what I did, it was just a comment under there and put your BitShares name, and that was kind of thing, because I like to make easy contests where I feel like everybody can enter, because, not everybody's a singer, an artist, or, has some great talent that some of us don't have, like myself, because I am untalented in all areas.
We will definitely agree to disagree on that. You're super talented. Anyone who has the creativity to put together a contest or to attend this many shows has more talents than they're willing to share. So I don't believe that. But very interesting indeed. And how many entries did you get overall?
Oh my gosh. Well, that's the funny part. So like, oh, I don't have a BitShares account. I just really like this contest, so I'm putting my favorite book. So like, I had over 20 comments, so I would say probably over 20 entries. Or there was a couple like I planned to enter and never did enter. So, but I would say definitely around the 20 mark. I really do love these contests because I didn't know if anybody would talk about their favorite books. I was actually shocked of how many, because I was expecting, like maybe 10 or 15, and I was surprised I got up to 20.
Wow, check you out. Who would have thought that a whole bunch of bloggers would actually be readers outside the platform? Ha! Sneaky, sneaky. So tell me, what's your favorite book?
Oh, it was so hard. But I really did like the Agatha Christie, because when I was growing up, I was first introduced to that through PBS. That's how a lot of us Americans on local television, we get our British shows. And, it was one of the first British shows that I watched, and that got me interested in the books when I was young, and I really liked that. It would have been Jane Austen, but I would have afraid I would have been a little too biased. So I was like, I don't know. It was really hard because there were a lot of great ones out there. Because I love Jane Austen too. So I was like, ugh.
Yes, I feel like Jane Austen would have been a little biased, but rightfully so. And I haven't read this book that won, so this is exciting to add onto my list. And then I got to admit, some of these others I have seen the movie, but not read the book. So maybe I should go back and do that. Did any of these surprise you?
Oh yes, I was actually surprised that Jepu read like a very sad story one, because I never heard Jepu who talks in general chat all the time and runs little whale shares lotteries that does that. I was like, oh, he likes those little romantic things, because I never knew that he liked that sort of things. So that was interesting. It was just interesting to know what other people's interests are. And for anybody asking that's in the chat room that you saw that you won, will be within 24 hours. Like it says in the post, you will get your prizes, because that's a lot of, because ever since there's participation rewards, it's going to be like a lot of sending on BitShare. So I will get it within 24 hours.
Absolutely. Any comments or questions from the audience?
Well, I was going to ask the question that you asked. What was Crystal's favourite? But seeing as you've already asked that, I want to know what your favourite film is, Crystal.
Favorite film? Oh. Okay, this is going to sound so geeky of me, but the Doctor Who movie, just because being a Doctor Who fan, it has to.
Doctor Who? That's not a film, though, is it? That's a TV series.
No,
Both.
there was a 90s film when it was in the wilderness years.
Yes, there was. Yes, you're absolutely right. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to check that out. Are you more of a book reader than a film watcher?
It really depends on me. There's like when I go camping, that's probably when I get the most book reads. That's one thing I love to do. Hint, if anybody's heard me talk about Camper Van before, they probably know that about me. But I really like camping, so that's probably when I read those books. When if I'm home, I generally watch movies more and probably a little too much Doctor Who, but you know, that's me.
I know. Fair enough.
Doctor Who is phenomenal. The movie, the show, the series. I have yet to finish all of it, but I've heard so many great things that I truly feel like I'm missing out on great.
Oh, I love it. And the sad part is they have audiobooks that have the new and the old Doctors on Big Finish, and they're so good. I'm like, I need to be rich so I can buy them all.
Well, once you win the whale share lotto, you will have more than enough crypto to buy all that your heart desires. Crystal, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing with us. Any final thoughts before I let you go?
Just thank everyone for entering and commenting, and even if you don't have a BitShares account, it's always cool for you to enter anyway. I love reading and seeing all the books that everybody has.
Absolutely. It's always interesting to see what people write about, what people sound like, and then what people like to read. Sometimes it matches, sometimes it doesn't. So that's always fun. Alrighty then. Thank you so much, Crystal, for sharing. Appreciate you always being present, active, and engaging with us. Up next, we have Flames. Flames, are you there?
Yeah, good evening. Good morning, sorry.
Good morning, darling. Go ahead and copy pasta your link into Discord here, and then whenever you're ready, go ahead and present.
All right, I just sent my link. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Actually, I started a contest on my page for like about 3 weeks ago now. This is the third episode. And you know, it's quite common on Steam. Every plank thing wants a whale to vote their post, and then I felt like, even though I'm a plank thing and I have nothing much to give, at least I can afford to give out 2 SBDs on a weekly basis. So I started this contest to give out 2 SBDs. You know, so what I just do is I create a scenario and then I ask my audience what they would do if they found themselves in that kind of situation. But this particular contest, the third one, was inspired by what I read from Sanite's post. And then he wrote about allegations of UN officers. You know, they were asking for sex from children before they could give them food. And then I felt so bitter. And then, you know, I have also been a victim of abuse. Understand? So I understand how it can feel. So I felt like, okay, there are a lot of people on Steam there, you know. There are people all around who see them. Some are angry and then some are bitter, and they will just feel they are, you know, they are just wired like that. They will feel they are just bottling up anger unnecessarily. But these guys have been through a lot that most of us don't know about. Now, I was listening to this song by Alexandra Bock, and then, you know, Hallelujah song. And then it touched me to some extent. And I felt not only is it's not only the girl child that is a victim of abuse, that is a victim of pedophiles. You know, even the male children are also victims. So it's just more like an awareness, you know, just for parents to protect their children, and then for those who have been victims to also, you know, live past the odds, you know, open up, and then see the better side of life, you know. Just have to move on. And then so that's just what it's all about. So nothing much.
Wow. I'm speechless. This is such a hard topic to talk about it. Not everyone is as brave as you to not only share a personal experience, but share what others think as well. So thank you so much for being brave and stepping out and entering this contest and sharing a little bit about it. I'm sure it wasn't easy.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Any comments or questions from any of the audience? Hearing none. Again, Flames, thank you so much. It's interesting, when I read the title and I saw the first few pictures, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be about, and I'm glad I was surprised with what you shared. So keep being brave, keep writing, and thank you for sharing that with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Up next, we have JBR Henry. Do we have you?
I don't think his mic is working.
Oh no, no mic, no post, no presente. But are you here? Can you hear me? No, I guess not. But anywho, up next we have Nikoma? Nick, are you here?
Hello, can you hear me?
Ah, beautiful. Yes, we can, loud and clear. If you want to go ahead and get your post and post it in chat for us, whenever you're ready, go ahead and tell us all about it.
Okay, so I am a fan of this artist, Midlet, and I just really wanted to share his work with everyone because he's amazing and he doesn't seem to get a whole lot of recognition.
There seems to be a lot going on in the background, so I'm a little scared to ask you this. But if you can, just tell me a little bit about what exactly about his art that you like compared to some other.
Yeah, it's my kids in the background. It was the portrait work that attracted me. And if you scroll down, or yeah, you can actually see it in the thumbnail, but the Black woman with like the afro hair, like I just really love the way he rendered her hair texture. Like you really get a feel for the actual texture of hair. And yeah, just overall, I just like everything that he puts out.
And it's amazing because he writes it's a mega post, but it really is quite a bit of his work that he has on here, and there's a different variety of it as well. So when you guys have the time, go ahead and do take a look at it, because he does give you quite a wide range of different artistic ability, and some are GIFs, some are pencils, some are colored in, some are done on different programming. So it sounds like you have found a hidden gem here. So thank you so much for sharing this with us. He looks pretty cool. Any comments or questions from anyone else in the audience?
Yeah, some of this work looks absolutely amazing. I'm interested actually, Nikoma, to know how you know Midlet. Did you say you just came across him, or are you friends with him? Because some of this work is very skilled.
I have GinaBot set to different artist tags, so I come across a lot of stuff. It's an interest of mine. I'm a visual artist too, so I like to see what other artists are doing on Steam. Like, I got really excited about being here when I figured out how to find the communities I care about. So yeah, it's just I get notifications and I check them out.
Okay, awesome. I'm looking through some of the sketch work, seeing the initial brainstorming of this guy. I'm assuming it is him, and it's very skilled, fantastic artwork here. How long have you been following him?
Probably a few weeks. I've only been on Steemit in general since like February. I joined in January, so it's probably been a few weeks, maybe a month.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I might be following this guy. Fantastic artist.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nikoma, I always love when people share other people's work, especially at events like this, and when you're not sharing your own work. So please go ahead and grab your most recent post and put it here in the audience for us, so we can check out some of your things. Because if you found this magnificent thing, you must have great talent and taste yourself. So I would love to know your own post if you would put it on there. You don't have to say anything about it, just for my own what's it called, abuse of power here, since I'm the host, so I could do that. And while you're doing that, any other questions or comments from the audience about Midlet's post here that Nikema has shared?
Cool. I love art, and I love time lapse. So I'm very excited to watch his time lapse drawings of those couple of videos that he's got there in D2.
Oh, I just wanted to correct really quick. My name is Nikema. I didn't get a chance to tell you at the beginning.
Thank you. I had a feeling I was saying it incorrectly, and I was like, I can't believe she's letting me go this long. Awesome. And Nikki, is your name the same on Steam?
Yes, it is. Exactly the same.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I truly appreciate it. Up next, we have John Scoots. Are you here with us? Hello. You sound a little baffled with the mic. Hopefully we'll be able to hear you well. If you have a post for us, go ahead and put that in chat, and then whenever you're ready, present. Oh, are you there?
Could you hear me?
Indeed, I can. If you could speak just a smidge louder, you will be. Alrighty, do you have a post for us, John?
Yes, I do. Could I skip till I find it? Because I pasted something and it's long and I got to delete it. So could we skip to the next one? And I'll be next.
Sure.
I'm still...
No worries. We can go ahead and move on to the next presenter. We have a backpacking monk. Are you here?
Hi, I'm here. Finally, I got out of the room, so can talk for a while.
Welcome back, Backpack. Glad to have you. Do you have a post for us?
Yes, Freedom will, I think, paste it for me. Will you, Freedom?
Did you send it to Freedom already?
What did he ask? Just to dance for him.
Dance. Do we have
I've got no energy to dance. Backpacking monk, what did you ask me to do?
Okay, that's the post.
Aha, there we go.
So this is a fellow member from another Steemit group named Mendescott group named Newbie Resteam. So he's a Steemian, and this post was authored by Dave McCoy. Sadly, he couldn't fix his mic right now. He's in the launch with us. So this guy named Ryan is actually suffering from cancer. And I think he's he's kind of critical right now. And so Dave, he was just trying to figure out how to how to withdraw his SPDs, but he didn't know how. So he asked Dave to help him out. But Dave turned out to be even more kinder by actually writing out this blog post for any kind of help from the community. So the community actually has been very generous. They've been contributing in terms of Steam and SBDs. So it's just it's just a call out for help. I can't speak much because I don't know this couple personally, but Dave can you can just read the post and contribute if you all want to. It'll be great if you all could.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing this with us. It looks like there's quite a bit of information here. So if everyone can go ahead and donate what they can to help this this cause. And if you have any questions on there, reach out for there. Thank you, Blackpacking Monk, for sharing that with us. It's very kind of you. Any questions or comments from the audience? Alrighty then. Hearing none, we are going to let's see here. Go back real quick. JB, are you ready, or should I go to the next person and then come back to you once more? JB, are you still there? I don't even think I see. Oh, he is here. All right. We'll come back to you. No problem. Up next, we have Trip Spider. Trip Spider, do you have something?
Hello. Yeah, I have. Just let me grab a link quickly, and before I would like to say that Cubby and Freedom are absolutely amazing.
My man, you done good. You done real, real good.
I mean, they're so
Phenomenal.
amazing that I would probably already left Steam it if it was.
Woo.
Wow, we are good.
Yeah, we're pretty amazing. Let's do a virtual high five there.
Totally.
You have the floor. Thank you.
So this is another of my Pirate series post, and this one is about the guy who actually is one of those responsible for earning the pirates their name of the cruel bastards. Actually, most of the pirates weren't cruel at all because it didn't pay out. For example, if you are attacking a ship and I mean, the word spread quickly about famous pirate captains, and for example, the famous Blackbeard and Samuel Bellamy preferred to have a good word spreading about them. When they robbed the ships, they actually left most of the resources with the crew and treated the crew rather civilized. So that way, they ensured that crews mostly surrendered to them without fight because no one wanted to die in a fight. But this guy, he was cruel as fuck. He was one of the cruelest. He was cruel. He's one of those we know about even from his childhood time. And he was cruel even as a child. He would beat up other kids and demand tribute from them. And in his pirating career, he had more luck than skill. For example, this guy just became pirate. The way he became pirate is also rather interesting. He was working on a ship as a guy whom they sent with a crew of 12 people to rob Spanish ports for the logwood. And one day they were had to set out before the dinner was done, and he asked the captain to remain on the ship until dinner was done, on which captain replied, "There is no time to wait." And the guy pulled out the musket and tried to shoot the captain, but missed and shot another guy. So him and 12 other guys went to become pirates. In his pirating career, he spent more time inventing on how to torture other people than doing anything else. And in the end, his cruelty costed him his crew and his life because allegedly his crew set him on the raft with no food and water to die while drifting because they couldn't tolerate his cruelties anymore.
Wow. How did you even come across this?
Well, I read about pirates a lot because first I'm interested in them, and second I'm currently designing a role-play game based around pirates, and I'm trying to learn as much as possible about pirates. And I have read a few books, some even dated to 18th century about pirates, and now I'm reading another one.
So you're basically a pirate.
Fourth generation.
Yeah, fourth generation. Well, if you count my enormous amount of torrents being downloaded at any given moment, yeah, I am a pirate. Question? My pirate name would be Captain Ram.
Round Barrow and not your Steemit name or your Discord name.
Well, because a true pirate captain should be able to drink a barrel of rum with no...
With a straw.
But surely, Trip, it would be, beer in there somewhere.
And a beer would be to cut between the gulps of a rum.
To soak up the rum, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you played any of the Monkey Island games?
The old one, which was on those old PCs from 97th, 90.
Oh yeah, the DOS version. But there's a pretty new one that's not 3D. I think Monkey Island 3. That's pretty nice. I think it's pretty funny and about pirates, of course.
I'll have to check it out. I completely forgot about.
Yeah, I think you might like it.
Yeah, probably will. I love the first one.
Yeah, cool. The third one is awesome.
Thanks for reminding me.
That's what he's here for. That's awesome. Well, Captain, I appreciate you sharing the pirate secret with us all. We will surely spread it out to all the Steemians, and good luck building your game. I'm sure it's going to be phenomenal.
I hope so.
Now, before I hand it back, JB, I'm going to give you one more chance to present. Are you ready? Are you?
Cubby, who are you calling?
JB, am I saying his name wrong? It's JBREHEN.
Oh, Jay Brenne or something, Brenne. Okay.
Something or rather.
Yeah, I don't know if she is around. I think Crystal said there's problems with her mic, or his mic. Sorry, his mic. That's why he can't engage.
Ah, I see. Because he was able to speak. He was just saying that he was going back and forth for something else and just needed a minute. But all right, then when he is ready, he will let us all know. And with that, I will give the mic reluctantly back to Freedom to take over the show.
Reluctantly? Why reluctantly? You enjoying it that much?
I do quite enjoy the chitter chatter when I.
Well, I kind of noticed, but that's good. That works.
No, I'm just kidding. I love to share with you. You're an excellent co-host. I appreciate you.
I know you're very welcome. It's good to have you on the show. I think you've been the most liveliest assistant host I've had. So thank you very much for that. You've done a great job, Cubby. Cheers for that.
Thank
you. You're welcome. Right, I am. And it's funny that Crystal just mentioned Scuzzy, because Scuzzy is talking to us tonight. I have no idea what he's going to say. I have no idea what he's going to do. But he is going to talk to us, apparently. Scuzzy, are you there? I think that was a hello. Yeah, okay. I'll let you have the floor, Scuzzy. Go for it.
I don't know what to talk about.
Oh my God! Gosh, is this like going to be a normal conversation or something?
I don't know. Scuzzy, can you sing?
No, I can't.
Oh, come on. Don't push him. That was mean.
He could have said yes, then sang us a song. You never know.
Look, we've just got him up to a sentence recently, so come on, step by step. Scuzzy, is there anything you want to say to us? That was awesome. Thank you very much for that, Scuzzy. I'm looking forward to it.
That was singing. He said he couldn't sing, but that was definitely a tune. Scuzzy, I tell you what, my friend, we will have you chitter-chattering by the end of this.
Well, if that was a tune, I don't want to hear the whole song. I'm sorry.
Not yet. Not yet.
Scuzzy, is there anything else you want to say other than Well, there we go. Another interesting conversation with Scuzzy there. I think we're gonna have to leave it there. But Scuzzy, appreciate the effort. I think you're building your confidence. You're getting there bit by bit. You are getting there. So thank you for that. Yes, exactly. You're still learning words. You're still learning to words. Yes, baby steps. But we're going to get you there. So don't worry. All good. Thank you very much for your effort. Much appreciated. Right. For those of you that have already presented a post, please go ahead, DM me your BitShares username, and I will get you all some hair shares at the end of the show. So for those of you that have already presented a post, please go ahead now, DM me your BitShares username and I'll get you all some hair shares. Right, I am now going to ask somebody who hasn't presented before. I hope she's there and I hope her mic is working. I think I've got this right. Is it Tessara Gabrielle?
It is Tessara Gabrielle.
Hello, Tessara. How are you and where are you from?
I'm from Pacific Northwest in the United States. I'm Oregon.
Well, nice to have you with us. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah.
Good. Good. What post have you got for us?
Let's see. I've got. Ta-da!
Ooh, snakes.
I love snakes, although it's only sort of about snakes, I suppose. So I'm in the Team Girl Power feminist server, and we're running a poetry contest, and I'm one of the judges. And as part of that, I made an example post of what an entry for it could look like. But I'm very proud of it because I really love this poem. And it's actually there is a snake featured in the poem, but it's mostly about feminism and being a survivor of some pretty hard times. Treated well, regardless of their actual identities or position in life. My feminism, to me, requires that I be in favor of things like basic income, of everyone having access to housing and food and clothes, and access to jobs and work if they want those things, and really having opportunities, but also not, having to struggle against starving to death if you're disabled, and not having, like in my ideal world, we wouldn't need prisons. We don't unfortunately live in that world, but people who, for instance, commit nonviolent crimes, drug use, but don't do anything other than that, and they go to prison and then it ruins their lives and they can never get a job again. That's wrong to me.
Okay, is this kind of from a universal perspective or from a female perspective?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Okay, well, so you're talking about themes there, which I would agree with, but some people view feminism purely as female empowerment. Are you talking about both males and females? Can I apply that to everything you just said?
I'm talking about everyone, regardless of gender. This particular contest is pretty focused on, in the description, is pretty focused on empowering women and feminine people. And feminine people doesn't just mean women. But in general, like, my feminism is very, very gender inclusive.
Fine, that's interesting. Tessara, I think it's Tessara, your first name. That's interesting, because there's this whole debate raging around feminism, and it often crops up in all sorts of areas. And it's interesting what you just said there, because some people might take more of a narrower view of feminism, mightn't they?
I've seen that, and I don't really necessarily agree with those people. They disagree with me, I think.
That's a nice way of looking at it. So apart from feminism then, I'll come back to your post in just a moment, but I'd like to know a little bit more about you. Are there any other kind of sort of movements, social, political movements you're involved in?
I guess I've done a lot of activism work in the LGBTQ community. I've been involved in racial justice work, currently getting ready to go to grad school. And I want to study labor history. So I'm going to get a PhD in labor history and look at race and gender and how they intersect with class in the United States. But also I'd love to look at the Caribbean and the African continent. I'm a giant history nerd mostly.
Well, you're all sorts of things, I think, from what I can gather. Your interests are quite broad.
It's true.
Well, that's awesome. That's always a good thing, I think. Let me just put the link up to your post one more time. Right, I want to just, well, not one more time, no, a few more times to see how long the conversation goes. But I want to ask about this poem then, that's in the post. Can I ask you what the main thrust of it is and what the inspiration was behind it?
I wrote in the post my artist statement about the poem. I have had some difficult experiences in my life. I'm a 4-time survivor of sexual assault, and it's really hard. I can't speak to anyone else's experiences in terms of countries. I live in the United States, and it's really hard feeling like a lot of people don't support me, like a lot of people blame me for those experiences, and feeling like I'm not allowed to talk about it. And so I wrote this poem a while back, bringing in all these fairy tale sources, and also it's a little bit inspired, I think, by the Genesis tale in the Bible. And I was working through some anger and fear and frustration about feeling like I had my power taken away. And so in this poem, and I think this comes back a little bit to the discussion about feminism, like people are like, feminists are all angry man haters. I don't hate men. I know many super great, awesome men. I've had boyfriends, things like that. And this poem is angry, not at men, but at rapists. And one of the people who raped me was not a man. And that's also part of my story. And so this poem is taking power back from that situation where it feels like you're trapped.
Well, good for you. I think this is a very brave post, actually, to Sarah. And I'm pleased you've managed to get the courage, together to write this post and share. I think it's an incredibly powerful post, and something you just said there, about power. Abusers often take power away from their victims, and victims do feel that awful sense of powerlessness, and it stays with them long after any kind of abuse, and they have to work through that because the damage is long lasting. But it seems to me that maybe even through writing this post, did you feel that there was any therapeutic value for you?
I think in writing the poem, and I've revisited it and revised it because that's part of the process of being a poet, and doing poetry is often revising. And I think creating the poem and even creating the artist statement for this post felt very, I've come into a better place, I think, where I've accepted myself and my journey, and I don't blame myself, even if other people may judge me. And I think that this poem is a part of that.
Yeah, and I can hear that, and I think that's really positive from what you're saying. It's kind of part of a healing journey, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for sure. Great post, Sarah. Very brave of you to write it and share it. Thank you very much for coming here and talking about it. I am now just going to ask if anybody has any comments or questions for Sarah.
It looks like there's one in the chat over here.
Yeah, I'll start with Black Libertario. Are you there, Black Libertario?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, when you were talking about feminism and your vision of a better world, might I say, do you include also not normal people, but people just like us, like people? How do I say this? You advocate for LGBT community and all that stuff, but also do you advocate for people who is being raped and it is not part of any feminist movement or LGBT community?
So is the question, do I advocate for people who aren't part of formal activist communities?
Not, but I mean, there's a movement right now towards LGBT community and feminism, all that stuff, and sometimes I see that those movement tends to discriminate people, like let's say that do not follow your own agenda. You see?
Oh, yeah. I have noticed this in a lot of activist communities. I am a fairly non-confrontational person. I like to talk and work things out. I do know sometimes that people can be very divisive and play this game where if you don't know the right words or you don't believe all the same things, that they kick you out of the community and you can never talk to anyone in it again. And that seems self-defeating to me, frankly. I think that even if we don't have the same experiences as people, and if we don't come from the same places in life, we don't share the same identities, we can still treat each other as human beings and work together on things that we do agree on.
Okay, thank you.
That is so brave of you to share. So thank you so much for doing that. And my question is, I've heard a lot about this, and I was just wondering, is there any improvements that you've seen in the general society on this topic of gender equality and feminists that you're quite proud of seeing the progression in it? Is there any that you've noticed or seen at all that you're quite proud of?
I think sometimes I'm like, is this a total positive? But I think there's been some willingness to break silences, and people are reconsidering their previously held opinions. I know there's been online the whole hashtag #MeToo, and as a survivor, that does apply to me. I think the willingness to share our experiences, and people who don't share those experiences to just listen and to support is really amazing. I think the internet has helped this along. I think that we can be in solidarity with each other around the world. So I really love technology, and I love the opportunities that it presents and the possibilities that it creates. And I think that we're going to keep getting better.
Absolutely. Progress doesn't always look as what we would like it to see, and change doesn't always happen as quickly as we like to see, but I think there's definitely a step in the right direction, and your bravery for speaking up about it. Unfortunately, you're part of the Me Too movement, but fortunately, you have a voice and you utilize it, and that's beneficial more than I think most people realize, because it always touches someone. I think the statistics are scary high of how many people unfortunately had their voice silenced with this movement. And so I think there's a lot of, at least a willingness to listen. And with that willingness, I think comes change. May not always be what we would like to see, but at least the conversation is started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So best of luck. Hopefully you'll get lots of entries. I know that server comes up with a lot of interesting contests, and I hope a lot of people enter, and I hope you're blown away by what people say.
Me too. Thanks.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you again to Sarah for sharing that post. Very brave post. So thank you very much for that.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Right. That brings us to the end of the show. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who has participated in the show tonight. I'm sorry to those that didn't get a chance to present. For those of you that have already presented a post, please make sure that you've DM'd me your BitShares username so I can get you all some hair shares in a short while. And yeah, that wraps things up. So thank you to everybody who came, and until Thursday. I'm just going to speak to Cubby just to see if she's still there, to say thank you again to her. Cubby, you there?
I haven't run away. It's not that easy to get rid of me.
Good. I'm going to have to try harder next time. I really have to try harder.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for everyone who came out and joined, who upvoted, who commented, who shared. It's awesome to hear your voice. And Scuzzy, I feel like when I come back, there's going to be paragraphs. We're going to have to ask you to stop talking. But until then, I will see you guys all next time. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. And did a great job, Cubby. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Right, guys. So there we go. End of the show. Thank you to everybody again. And until Thursday, have a good week.